So let's take a minute to talk about Chipotle. Hey guys, welcome back to Bariatric Strong. I'm Nurse Mike, World Heavyweight Champion of Nurses, the Bariathlete, the Bariatric Powerlifter, the Bariatric Obstacle Course Runner, Registered Nurse, Sports Nutrition, Weight Management. Thank you for tuning in again. So, today, let's talk about Chipotle. So, the reason I wanted to do this episode is I get a lot of people who ask me about what they should eat if they're on the run. Now, I am a huge proponent of meal prep. I do it a lot. Chicken and rice is my staple. It's kind of what I live on. I eat it 3-4 times a day. I like things like cold cuts for sandwiches with a little wheat bread or a low-carb pita. I like really anything that I can kind of pack and take along with me. I have a bag that works really well for work. It's a backpack that has a cooler in it. I'll show it to you guys in another episode. But so I'm all for meal prep. That being said, there are times when we can't meal prep. There are also times when you don't want to cook something. You want something a little different. McDonald's ain't it. Most fast food isn't it. KFC definitely isn't it. I don't know if you guys know this. So KFC a couple months ago came out with the Cheetos chicken sandwich, which, what the F? So I don't even know what to say about that thing. Now, that being said, there were days back in high school where I would put Doritos on a cream cheese bagel. Look, don't knock it, all right? It was delicious. So I understand it, but being where I'm at now, I also see the absolute insanity of that. Now, KFC did one better, and they decided to create the donut chicken sandwich, which is just what you guys think it is. It is a fried chicken cutlet between 2 glazed donuts. I get a little heartburn just looking at it. Look at it again. Yeah. Oof, it's bad. So anyway, so I don't want you going there. Don't go to KFC. It's just bad. That being said, I've never eaten there, but I understand that Chick-fil-A has grilled chicken nuggets, so that's a nice option. But what we're going to talk about today is Chipotle, and we're going to have a little fun because some people want to know kind of nutritional value and what can I get. I like Chipotle only because the bowl that you can make provides carbs, protein, fats. It's similar to something I would meal prep with a little bit of extra. So I think it's a real good option. And the funny thing is, so the bowl that I usually get, because of the restriction, because of the gastric sleeve that I have, people get that and they eat the whole bowl, and that's cool. I get about three meals out of it, sometimes 4, but usually 3. So what I want to do with you guys is actually build a bowl so you can see the nutritional information that's in one of these wonderful concoctions. So let's do that. So you're going to want to click on chipotle.com/nutrition, and it gives you the whole thing. Now, you can do a burrito bowl, you can do salads, tacos, sides, kids, but for our purposes, we're going to go with the burrito bowl. Now, you choose your meat first. So there's barbacoa, which I think is fish. There's pork, chicken, sofritas, I'm not sure what that is, and steak, and I like steak, so I'm choosing steak. You can do veggie if you want. The nice thing is, it does bring up this kind of nutrition breakdown, the fat, protein, and carbs. So then we go to rice and beans, and we got to choose rice, brown rice or white rice. The brown rice myth is bullshit. It does digest differently. White rice is just as good. I like white rice. I'm going with the cilantro lime white rice. But if you look, the funny thing is, and I got to click a few times, but the differences between the brown rice and the white rice in terms of the macros is negligible. We're talking a little bit more protein, a little less carbs back and forth. I'm going with the white rice because I like the way it tastes. And then beans, personal preference. I like black beans. We'll go with that. You see everything you click, it adds more to the breakdown. I want a little more flavor, so I'm going to add some fajita vegetables, but there's salsas, guacamole. I'm adding a little cheese for a little bit more fat. Fat is good in the right amounts. I do like my salsa. I like a little spicy. I like a little hot sauce, so I'm going to go with the tomato red salsa. Salsa, add it to anything, man. The calories are minimal. I think about sour cream, but it does add about 10 grams of fat, so we don't need the sour cream today. And then that's really it. And then you go to sides and drinks, and this is where your calories can really add up. Things like queso and guacamole and chips, and yeah, don't do that. And then drinks, stay away from the drinks. Go with water, maybe a diet iced tea. And then the nice thing is you click on this, and you can break down your calories here. Maybe, wait, hold on. Why isn't this thing working? Hold on. Scroll down. Oh, there we go. Okay, great. So back up. So it's got the fat. It's got your dietary fat. It does have your fiber content, which is nice. Breaks down your carbs, your vitamins, your minerals, your protein content. So I like this. I like that it breaks it down like this. I like that you can see it. So 40 grams of protein and 71 carbs. That's a good meal. It's about 600 calories, 600 something calories. That's a good meal, guys. So go with that. So a couple quick things about that. The nice thing about that is that you can, you see what you've created before you even go to the restaurant. You kind of get a picture of planning out what you're going to eat and where it breaks down. The cool thing about that is, so what do we see? What was it? 20-something fat, 40 protein, and 71 carbs. If I break that into 3 meals, that's pretty good. That's like, 13 grams of protein and 20-something carbs. I mean, it's not a bad meal, especially on training days. I love something like that. It gives me the carb boost I need. I eat that probably twice during the course of a day when I'm doing my heavy training, my heavy lifting. So I get a lot of carbs, which is what I need. I get a little bit of protein and a little bit of fat. So that's a good breakdown. There aren't that many other restaurants that do something like that. So I appreciate it. I appreciate that Chipotle laid it out like that. I think, you guys can make adjustments, whatever you want. Different rice, the brown rice, white rice thing. I like white rice. And from a performance standpoint, go with white rice. Personally, when I make my own meals, do my meal prep, I go with either basmati rice or jasmine rice. It's a little bit better nutritionally than plain old, white rice. But, white rice is okay too. Rice is rice. Yeah, the brown rice digests differently, but it breaks down. For performance, it's a little different. For weight loss, it's fine, but for performance, white rice is better for you. Now, all of that being said, if you are less than a year out from surgery, be very careful with your carbohydrates. I can get in about 8 ounces, 7-8 ounces at a meal, which means I usually do about 4 or 5 ounces of protein and 3 or 4 ounces of carbs. And that can be with rice, it can be with vegetables, but I try to get my 3 or 4 ounces of carbs in. If you're under a year, be very, very careful with carbohydrate intake, only because you got to get the protein in first. That's most important. Don't make yourself nuts about carbs. So, yeah, like if you're a year out, carbs should not be your biggest concern. Protein is. Also, you're not terribly concerned about performance under a year, all right? This is not the time to be clanging and banging heavy weights. Take the weight off. Let your body heal, do your exercise. But when you really get into it, I'm 3 years out. It was a year before I really started getting into my workouts, and about a year and a half before I really started getting to the nutrition aspect. So, once you've got a little time and now you're competing and you're doing things where you want to get more performance, this is where this stuff comes into play. So, that is my little Chipotle show and tell. I hope you guys got something out of it. Go hit the calculator, get yourself some Chipotle, stay away from KFC, and as always, guys, stay bariatric strong. I'll talk to you.